Hello, guys. Doc, alcoholic addict, amongst other things.
Hi, Doc.
And welcome to another fantastic edition of Sober School. This one's called just fucking try. All right. You right there. I won't say your name. Yeah, you. All right. I need you to do me something. All right. I need you to stand up. And I know that's a heavy chair, but I need you to try and lift up that chair.
Try and lift it up?
Yeah. No, I didn't say lift it. I said try and lift it.
Try and lift it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, because there's not really an actual like mind state for like there's not trying doesn't really exist. It's more of a transitory thing. Which brings me to Yoda. What's the most probably the most famous Yoda quote is do or do not, there is no try. Actually, what's his name? Paul at the jail one time I was freaking out and I just wanted to talk to my boy and I'm starting to get a little misty and stuff. He's like, keep it together. And I'm like, and he told me, do or do not, there is no try. Who said that? Well, Master Yoda said that, and he let me make a phone call and talk to my boy. Thanks, Paul. Paul's a good dude, you know? But, and like, that was one of my go-tos for a long, long time. Like the do or do not, there is no try. I even like, you know how you can add or delete words from your phone's dictionary? You know, you can press and hold on a word and you want to remove this from the dictionary so it won't auto-complete that anymore. I took try out of my phone's dictionary. So it doesn't even try. But like working through like MRT program in jail, I did learn, all right, well that is a good mindset because there's not really what's the sales saying? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. All right. But do or do not, there is no try is basically a thinking error. It's all or nothing thinking. Okay, so if I don't succeed in this, I have failed. And that's not the way we look at this. All right, I did make an amended Yoda quote. Not perfection, progress, young Jedi. See, yeah. Because much love. That's it. That's the only instance where I disagree with Yoda, is on that one saying, because I do think it can potentially be problematic. Because progress and recovery is built on consistent effort. Like what? Not perfection. It's about showing up. Like I endeavor to be here. Like I came here from Summitville, which is like an hour and a half away, and I was stuck behind like a Buick with old people in it and a large semi with a bunch of spools of cable, and it was going real slow. So I'm like, and even before that, like, so I had everything planned out. I hit Delphi and I was going to Summitville. I'd already picked up a hot water heater and stuff to fix their air conditioner. Knocked out Delphi, hit up the tenant, said, "Hey, I'm headed your way. I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna do the things." And they're like, "All right, bet. Old boy's gonna be there." All right, so I drive an hour and a half and get there, and old boy's not there. So I'm like, sweet. Serenity prayer the F out of it. Like, okay. I literally have everything staged at their front door. Make sure they get everything ready. Really, I got 2 hours worth of work to do. I got maybe an hour and 15 minutes of actual work to do. time to actually do it. But in that time, all right, I checked a couple things. When I was working on yesterday, I went over my notes a little bit because I can't. Granted, I could have got in there, but I can't get in there. So all I can do is, and I'm not even sure if it's possible. Like this hot water heater is full of sediment. It's on the second floor. Also the water shutoff didn't work. Like, so I go to disconnect it and just water's pouring out, and like I don't want to create water damage in the unit downstairs, so I kind of half hook it up again, get everything staged, get the lines on the new one, did the old switcheroo NASCAR style. Some of my best time ever, but I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do. I didn't get to fix the AC. All right, but you never know. I tried. I did switch out the breaker just to make sure that wasn't the problem. I did everything I could. Like, because I really don't like. I endeavor not to use the word try. Like, I will endeavor to do so. Like, hey, do you think you can do such and such? See if it's possible. I will. If it's doable, I'll get it done. Because, like, who here? Who thinks you can be like? I don't know. Be like a alcoholic, needle junkie, polysubstance abuser, in and out of the inside for the vast majority of your life and get clean. Who thinks that's possible? I know it's possible because that's me. And but you don't know until you endeavor, as they say. But like, if you don't, man, I don't think I can stay clean. It like if you don't think you can stay clean, you might be worried. If you don't if you don't know how you're gonna stay clean, that's fine, because you can fucking find out. If you don't, if you can't imagine a life not using drugs or alcohol, that's fine, because we'll do another class on the power of imagination, but I'm sure we can figure it out. You're gonna find out. That's all I ask. In most of this program is just endeavoring. It's making an attempt. It's what Wayne Gretzky say. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So just take a shot, man. And if you miss, if shit goes south, sometimes we fuck up. But we got to keep showing up and keep taking shots. Oh, if I try and make a goal and I miss it, I'm like, okay, I'm not playing hockey anymore. That's dumb. If okay, man, I was really trying to be here on time today, because I know sometimes I'm late. But okay, shit outside my control, Serenity Prayer, that shit. If check my GPS, okay, initially I was gonna be 10 minutes late. A little creative. Make sure to accelerate as fast as possible. I didn't speed too much, but as soon as I get the green light to go or through that stop sign, I'm fucking pedal to the metal on that shit. Got it down to 5 minutes. But oh man, I was trying to be on time, but there's no way. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it on time, so I could have just said, fuck it. I'm fucking tired. I'd love to just go home, fucking take a shower, eat some food. That would be great. Because, I failed at my goal. Fuck it. Like recovery isn't about never falling short. It's about continuing to show up. I'm going to be late a couple minutes frequently in the morning. And feel free to give me shit. But sometimes, I don't know how many times this winter, I'd have everything planned out, have my coffee, everything ready, and I get out and my windshield's iced up and I got to scrape it off before I can drive down here, or I got to warm up the van. Sometimes stuff happens, but I still show up. Okay? That's what it's all about. Because every honest attempt we make strengthens new habits and weakens old destructive patterns. Because I don't know, me personally, I've got a long and proud history of the fuck-its. Oh man, like why bother? It's gonna fucking. I fucked up. Like why continue fucking staying clean? Because if you don't continue endeavoring, making attempts to stay clean, continue showing up, 100%, you're not gonna stay clean. Try and break the cycle of hopelessness that we've all dealt with. Addiction often convinces people that change is impossible. I thought for a long time, man, drugs and alcohol were such a big part of my life. I couldn't imagine my life without them. They're literally like, you start doing drugs like pre-age 11, they say, drugs are part of your identity. Like we learned drugs and alcohol before we learned any healthy boundaries or coping mechanisms. So those that normally form naturally as you grow up never form. So is it really any wonder why we use alcohol and drugs as a coping mechanism? Because we got this arrested development. We never fucking learned something real, something healthy. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, I know that this works. Make me feel better for a minute. And that's what I'm looking for. But the simple act of trying pushes back against that lie and rebuilds belief in the possibility of a better life. Because honestly, it does get better. Like, and when it starts, well, first it gets less shitty. That's the beginning of your recovery journey. Things are going to get less shitty. Which is still, even a lowercase w is still a W. They're going to get less shitty and less shittier and less shittier and less shittier. And then you're going to be like baseline. And then shit starts to compound and things get better and better and better. But action creates motivation, not the other way around. Like moving. Because, 50-gallon hot water heater about, better than half full of sediment, which is heavier than water because it's mostly iron. I do the math. It was not light. I know, because it pulled me down the stairs and I landed on top of it at the bottom of the stairs. But, man, it was hard to get moving. But once it started moving, that inertia carried it. There was no fucking stopping it. But, man, getting it rolling initially was hard. But I'll tell you, once that thing got going, there was no stopping it. Like, a lot of people, when I feel like I'm ready, I'm gonna get clean. But I'm not. I'll try then when I feel like I'm ready. Like if I only went to the gym when I felt like going to the gym or felt ready, I probably wouldn't go to the gym that often. But there is days when I'm like, man, I feel awesome. I'm gonna go to the gym and get a good workout in. Vast majority of those days, I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and make the gym. I got a slot. I got a couple slots of time throughout my week, my busy week. Okay, if it is possible, I'm gonna do it. No matter what I feel like at that point. In recovery, willingness often comes after action. Going to meetings, making a phone call, praying anyway. I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to go to morning meditation. Okay, do it. Like that's the hardest part. The hardest piece of laundry to fold is the first piece of laundry. Once you start matching up socks and like. I love doing pants. Pants and towels are the best. I usually save those for dessert. Shirts suck, so I start with shirts. And oh man, I got to do fucking towels at the end of it. This is gonna be fucking awesome. But that first shirt, that's the fucking hard one. Once you get it knocked out, piece of cake. The momentum carries you. And recovery rewards persistence more than talent or intelligence. I've been told that I'm a fairly intelligent individual. Like, I know a goodly number of things. I'm also probably the dumbest smart guy you'll ever meet. because all that intelligence, how much that helped me stay clean? None. It actually drove me to, like, knowing all these things and thinking about all these things drove me to use and drink more. And, like, I know, like, just plain simple folks got fucking 30 years of fucking sobriety. And some of the greatest minds of our generation and the generations that came before, a lot of them were fucking alcoholics and addicts. Like, I could quote Dostoevsky. I'm butchering his name because my dentures are coming out. But he super smart dude, sage like wisdom, like said all this cool stuff, like wrote all these amazing books, and then was a compulsive gambler and an alcoholic. Like, just think back of all these super smart people, and then when you watch their biopic on the, they struggled with the same shit we struggle with. So, talent. Think of how many talented people you know who struggled with addiction and alcoholism or were done in by it. Like, persistence fucking works. Showing up fucking works. Woody Allen said, what is it, like 90% is showing up. But he also, like, married his step foster daughter. But the first thing is correct. Like, every attempt teaches something valuable. Even as, like, when you lose, don't lose the lesson. Like Nelson Mandela said, following through on small efforts, making your bed, being honest, calling your sponsor, picking up that piece of trash you dropped. You don't want to do it. But these little things, every little next right thing you do, it adds up. It goes in your ledger. Like, and it also trains your brain. That's why I preach the gospel of embracing the suck and doing the shit you don't want to do first. For that very reason. Because we all know what we kind of want to do. And that's what got us here. So we need to learn a new way. Something different. Doing the shit we would previously avoid. Or do drugs and alcohol just to not think about. But failed relationships. Got a goodly number of those. But I learned a lot from them. You can just have all these crazy exes and shit. Okay. There's definitely lessons to be learned there. Okay, what worked, what didn't. And what can I try next time? Should there be a next time? But if you just, oh man, I'm done. I'm done dating crazy bitches. I'm done dating it altogether because I tried that and it did not end well. So I'm just gonna be a monk or something. Go play for the other team. I don't know. I don't know if I recommend it. Just quit. Just because the ones you've been trying didn't pan out. Learn from it. Try something different. Honestly. But, like, and try and build self-respect. Addiction destroys confidence and integrity. We feel like shit about ourselves because of the stuff we've done. And we did shitball stuff. Well, I spent most of the class last week talking about just a tiny little sliver of all the horrible shitball stuff I've done. And we've all done stuff we're definitely not proud of. So, and that just self-stokes. That's self-reinforcing. And that feeds our addiction. But following through on small efforts and is so crucial, and willingness is often more important than certainty. Like, I'm gonna find out. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can stay clean. DFAFO, don't fuck around and find out. Honestly, there's only one way to find out. And if you don't think you can do it, you probably can't do it. But if you, like I did, I thought this was bullshit. I've said this, I don't know how many times. I thought the 12 steps and AA and NA was some weird fucking cult. They're fucking hanging out in basements. They're fucking chanting together. There's like fucking, probably a secret handshake or something. It seemed weird to me. I thought this was bullshit. But, I'm gonna fucking try it. I'm gonna prove it's bullshit. I'm gonna do this stuff exactly how it says. I'm gonna do exactly what my sponsor says, and I'm gonna prove that it's not gonna keep me clean. I just got my 2-year chip the other day. I haven't drank in 6 years. Now, but I tried it. I made an attempt. I didn't fuck around, and I found out. Because this effort keeps people connected instead of isolated. Trying usually involves reaching out, attending meetings, sharing honestly, accepting guidance, which is a huge one. These actions combat isolation, which is one of addiction's greatest weapons, because addiction, the opposite of addiction is connection. And they say, you ever wonder, like, they say smart people learn from their mistakes. You know, you ever wonder why I'm so smart? So fucking made a lot of mistakes. But and trying during, like, it's easy to try like on those good days when I feel like going to the gym, when it's been a good day and it's sunny out. I'll try and make it down there, and I'm not sore from working all day. That's easy. Trying when shit is hard is what strengthens recovery the most. All the bullshit at this house that we have to deal with, little inconveniences and humbling circumstances. I cannot overstate the importance of that. I would call it adversity training. If you can lighthouse, you can fucking anything. And I'm not saying that it's all bad, but there is little things. You're not like, especially you spent a long time sleeping in a bunk bed, and then you come here to sleep in a bunk bed. You're like, fuck, man. I thought I was done with that. You know? But it's these little, there's a bunch of little bullshit, a bunch of little next right things you got to do here. And the shit compounds. Those little next right things turn into bigger next right things, turn into bigger next right things. And not many of us were here for the Beth era. But, yeah. But surviving the Beth era, I cannot overstate what that did for my recovery. Like there was a lot of good, but there was a lot of not good. But I didn't let it stop me. You know, I kept endeavoring. I kept making attempts. Okay, like house manager falls off the wagon. Okay, I got the most clean time. Like, I've worked my program. Take over. I'm gonna keep trying. All right, get some people trained up to take my position. Okay, I'll just do maintenance and classes. Keep trying. And then she wanted me to like, oh, you can stay here rent free. And then, okay, yeah, we want you to pay rent now, but still do all the stuff. And then, but you got this room, and then you don't have the room anymore. But I kept trying, and I stayed here as long as I could, because I talk a lot about, doesn't matter where you're at, it matters you grow where you're planted. So you just, if you get to the point where you can't grow anymore here, if you've literally done all the things, if you've done all 3 Tuesday packet programs, if you've done essays on the 12 steps, if you're proven you can get a job, hold a job, and balance that with meeting attendance, and you've done all the things, and it's just like you're growing a plant. At a certain point, the plant can't grow any bigger in that pot. All right, because if you're trying to grow, that's what you need to be doing. Ultimately, I hope you reach that point. Like that's my goal, is to help cultivate you and see you grow till you outgrow the lighthouse. But if you transplant early, I'm gonna tell you, historically has not ended well for most people. Like, because that's a big change. Not having that structure around you makes it real easy to fall over. But anyone can stay positive when life is easy. Real growth happens when people continue practicing recovery through grief, anger, fear, boredom, and disappointment. That's where the rubber really meets the road. And all these small, just little tiny daily efforts, remembering to sign out and sign back in, remembering to making meetings, remembering to bring your meeting sheet. And a big one, remembering to pick your meeting sheet up after the meeting. And that's like, man, I brought my meeting sheet, and they'll just leave it there. Oh, somebody else will grab it. Well, that's not exactly the next right thing. And recovery is rarely transformed overnight. You know, it's like, it's all about, like I said, at first it gets less shitty. And then it gets better and better and better. But these tiny repeated actions, prayer, daily inventory, daily gratitude, meetings, honesty, create massive internal changes over months and years. And I've seen it personally in myself and in others. I've seen people come into this house and I'm like, had my doubts about them. And I shouldn't prejudge, but that's what our brains do. Like, man, I don't know about this one. I hope for the best, but I don't know. But man, the one, like, there's quite a few of them. Like, I don't know if I've ever been happier to be wrong, because they just stuck with it. They kept showing up. They kept trying. Like, people, you guys think a lot of people, especially when you're newer here, you're like, and this seems like a lot. This program seems hard. You're asking a bunch from me. But honestly, if you're trying, you're gonna be fine. Okay, like, man, I was supposed to do 2 meetings a day, and then I missed 1 or 2. But did you try? All right, you're good. You know, like, I missed my chore a couple days of the week, but did you do them the other days? Okay, you're good. And, like, seriously, so much of it is just making an effort. Like, I've had, like, when I took over the house, there was this one guy. He paid rent on time, had a good job, and he went to the gym like 7 days a week. And I'm like, man, you haven't been to a class or a meeting in like a month. And I was coming, hey man, I was gonna come up with a sweetheart deal, like, hey, let's see if we can do like 3. Like, hey, meet me in the middle, let's try. And he told me, no, I'm not doing that. He told me he was recovered. I'll never forget that. But we had a little talk because I was gonna have to kick him out. And like, I'll tell you what, he started trying, and he's, as far as I know, he's still doing good today. But that's all I ask. That's all either of them are really asking. Like, you can't make anybody hire you. But are you, like, how many apps did you put in today? 5? Okay, you're trying. You're making efforts. You're making an attempt. Like, and man, try for stuff. Make attempts at stuff. Hey, man, it's not likely. do that little AI resume trick I told you guys. Apply for jobs that are just a little bit outside what you qualify for. You got some common stuff, but man, try. What's the worst thing that can happen? You don't get the job. Oh well. But like, especially after you get a job, keep applying. So get a job, cover your overhead, and keep trying to get that ABC, a job, better job, career. So you got a job that'll cover your overhead? Cool. That doesn't mean, okay, stop trying. That means, all right, I know I'm safe. I've accomplished my goal. So I'm going to be looking for something better. And if you do get something better, you do get that dream job or like a really an upgraded position, do the next right thing. Make sure, if at all possible, hey, give them some notice, because that is the next right thing. But yeah, just keep trying. And trying keeps the door open for spiritual growth. In many recovery programs, willingness and effort invite guidance from a higher power. All right, trying says, I'm open to help. I have a problem praying. Praying isn't your thing. You want to know like a real just life hack. You want to know a prayer that is guaranteed to get answered? Pray to get better at praying. Honestly. Practice makes perfect. Or practice makes progress in our instance. You know? It's not easy, especially not at first, if that's not something you're comfortable with. And even if you think it's some weird cult, even if you think, oh man, this is not real, okay, try it. Don't fuck around. Find out. Make an attempt. Make more attempts. Keep throwing enough shit against the wall, something's sticking. Like I tell the guys who are trying to get jobs when they first get here, like just keep putting in applications. You ask 100 bitches to fuck, one of them's fucking. You know. Really. You know, like one of the guys who was here, he was keeping track, and he not chicks, but like how many times he'd been told no for jobs, and he was up in the 70s, and then he got a job because what? Like, oh, and how many people, like, is there anybody in this room who tried like 70 places before they got a job? He had like a weird stuff on his record, not like Newcastle weird stuff, but not good stuff. And he just like, yeah, every day he'd keep putting in applications. And you know what happened? He got a job in spite of the weird stuff on his record. Just simply by keeping and showing up, doing what he can do, and trying. And man, I don't know, there's as far as spirituality goes, what do you really got to lose? This thing's called Pascal's wager. Like, what's worse? There isn't something, and you act like there is, and live an awesome life and be a good person, or there is something and you act like there isn't. Like, I don't know, out of those two choices, I know which one I'm trying every time. But the opposite of trying is surrender. The opposite of trying is the fuck it's. Oh man, I fucked up. Or things didn't go my way. Things didn't happen how I wanted them to happen. So, fuck it. I give up. Then you decide, I'm just, obviously, because I fucked up again, I'm never going to get clean. That's what that means. I relapsed, so I'm never going to get clean. That's what that means. And that's bullshit. Addiction thrives when people stop caring, stop reaching out, and stop believing change is fucking possible. Trying is an act of resistance. It's a hope. Okay, I hope this can do it. I hope I can do this. And I'm not going to find out unless I try. You know, like, even when the results aren't immediate, you might have to put in 70 applications. You might have to holler at 100 ladies. I shouldn't say that's misogynist. But you know, I have a nickname at work, and it's not Doc. And they call me at work. They call me Magic Mike. I did not give myself. It's not one of those things. Man, you guys should call me Snake from now on. It's not one of those things. They're just like they kept giving me like these tasks like that shouldn't have been possible, or it was questionable whether or not we get this done. Like get 3 units flipped in 2 weeks in Greencastle. You know, that when it's hard to get 3 units flipped in 2 weeks here in town. Like, all right, see if you can get this done, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try. If it's doable, I'm gonna get it done, and I got it done. And that's when we picked up a big portfolio of a bunch of more units. We picked up 3 complexes there, and the 3 complexes I'm working out east are all because I just tried. I looked because like I had my doubts. Like, man, it didn't seem it's an hour and 20 minutes each way. Like, and like these are like not the best apartments, and I didn't know if it was possible. But I just told my boss, hey man, if it's doable, I'm gonna get it done. And I got it done, and it compounded. They've expanded the portions of their portfolio that we managed because we showed, hey man, we kind of did the impossible. And then it's when they started calling me Magic Mike. And I do stuff all the time. At least a couple times a week I do stuff that people didn't think you could do. Like, or really shouldn't. Man, that's, like I've been called by my boss to help move lighter hot water heaters on the first floor. Then I just moved NASCAR style from the second floor, you know, and all these things that I've accomplished, all that shouldn't have been possible. That I had my doubts whether or not this was possible. Just like I had my doubts whether or not I could ever get clean. I did it. Just fucking trying one day at a time. That's all I got.
Thanks, Doc.